Before this video begins, I'd like to give a special thanks to the people on screen for supporting me on Patreon. Hello and welcome to another episode of Sega GT Part 19, I believe, and today we're going to be building yet another original car, but a B-Class one this time, with 1600 cc's. Our only engine option here is an inline-4 car, currently costing about 11,000. We can have it be naturally aspirated for 176 horsepower, 124 pound-feet. Weighing about 227 pounds. We could put a turbo in with 200 to bump it to 212 horsepower, which actually reaches that output at a lower RPM as well as torque at 201 pound-feet. Although it does weigh, notably, almost 40 pounds more, just about one shy. And of course, lastly, we can put a supercharger in, which will get us to 195 horsepower with 167 pound-feet of torque, but it also weighs the heaviest. I'm gonna just put a turbo in it because power. Let's do a mid-engined setup. I'm gonna go four-wheel drive, and we gotta go put a body on our car. Now we've already got, of course, the little reland here, so I'm obviously not gonna be using that one again. I could now, if I really wanted to spend the money, I could use this little like Mole RX thing, but that's a race model body which you can't really tune afterwards, so that would be kind of a bad idea. And as you can kind of see here, yeah, these are going to be a bit on the heavier price side, but that's fine, because we got the money still. So we got, of course, the Crickets, the Altair, the Lyell, and the Frisia X5. Out of all of them, I am going to go with the Crickets, because it's the most interesting of the ones available. It's kind of like an MR2, almost, with design aspects of other vehicles. To be honest, I think the first and the third ones, I like the front end of that last one, so I'm gonna go with that. And the colors we have available for it are like this gray color, red, and pink. We could make it pink if we wanted to. Green and orange. I do like that orange, and the green's nice too. But I'm just gonna go red for this. Yep. So we'll manufacture that, and I'm gonna. Of course, I could just call a Cricket. No, I'm not going to call it the L. Okay, so MRC is what I'm going to call it. Like MR Crickets. Because, you know, it is mid-engined. Oh. What? Okay, I think I've bought the car, but I pressed the wrong button, so I didn't actually get into it. Yeah, there it is. Okay, good. I was a bit worried there. So there we go. We've now got our MRC, and I'm just going to go into here, and I think we can give it some power increasements. Let me double check the event that we're going to be doing, which is, in this case, the Snap Original Car Cup. Yeah, it doesn't mention anything about modifications, particular modifications, so let's see. Well, wow. I'm going to put the step 2 in it. That's still going to be a bit overpowered, I suspect, with 325 horsepower, but, you know. Oh my god, even the street one will bump it to 350. I think I'm just going to leave that alone. Because it's already going to be probably quite more powered. And because, why not? Let's reduce the weight. So I'm just going to do that for all 3 stages, because why not? It's not that expensive, particularly with this vehicle, to weight reduce. And tire-wise, we'll go sports. We'll go middle pack for that, and I won't worry about too much else. I suspect the car should be fine enough. Okay, so we've gone ahead and done that, so let's go over to light, which is this with the Snap Original... Oh, I'm gonna back out just a little bit. I'm going to show that again. The Snap Original Car Cup, a champion prize of 30,000. Pole position will get us 1,000, and we get $3,000 for every race we win. Starting at Sky Peak Track with reverse solid circuit and reverse night section A, filling out the rest of the lineup. What we got here is a couple Lyells. We got another Crickets, and then a car I don't believe we have called the Breathe. But we shall be able to see that soon enough. Now, of course, let's go in here. I can adjust the boost a bit. And look at that. Already up to 356 horsepower, just shy of 300 pound-feet of torque as well. Again, I suspect this should be enough power. We shouldn't have too many problems here, I don't think. So let's just go ahead and do some qualifying to get that, just that little bit of extra pocket money. Let's see. And see how we get on with this thing. Oh, it gets off the line pretty nicely, but then again, four-wheel drive, that helps. It also has a very noticeable every time I shift up, thanks to the turbos. Didn't actually realize that was a kind of turbo sound they had in the game. So the fastest lap here is a 33.3, which this car should be able to do no problem, I don't think. Although it might actually be a bit close. Ooh, I kind of bounced off a little bit there, but that's fine. We still beat it anyways. 33 flat, completely flat. And that's the pole position, of course. By how much? About 2.7 seconds over one of the breeds. So yeah, it's a little bit on the slippery side. I suspect that's probably because it's mid-engined. And this game having weird physics like that. But, yeah, we'll most definitely be fine going through this. So I'm gonna let this play through so I can take a look at that. Take a look at our roster of vehicles we're gonna be going against, and allows you to see the breathe in case, you know, I take off at the starting line and you never really get to see the car as a result. Yeah, it kind of looks even more miniature than the rest. In fact, if anything, it's kind of almost like a Lotus Esprit. Really neat looking vehicle there, but yep, doesn't seem to get it. It is actually kind of quicker. In fact, there you go. There's a really good look at it. Yeah, you can see it's kind of got some aspects of Lotus Esprit going on with that car. But we should be fine. I think the gearing on this thing is a little bit longer than I was expecting for a car like this, but, you know, it should be fine. Oh, no, don't go that way. I also just realized I went from one red car in the last part with an Audi TT to another red car in this Crickets that I made, or the MRC. And yeah, even though it's a bit of a mess with a little bit of oversteeringness and whatnot, also just because again mid-engined, and with this game being weird with that kind of stuff, we're still getting some distance. So it was smart of me to not have to really put too much more in it. I could have put some suspension stuff, might have helped with the handling a little bit, but it's fine. Looks like with this car, it might be good to just kind of keep it riding high on 4th gear. So I will probably end up doing that. There we go. Yeah, we didn't quite get that total record, but that's fine. I think the cars, I think, is exactly where we're going to want it anyways, because we're up on the other side. Oh, hey, the other Crickets came in second. Nice. So we get 3,000 prize money there, and of course all of our sponsor stuff, which pays up 1,000, so that's an extra 7,000. Oh, but there's one, of course, from Hertz as well, so that's 8,000 actually total. So, yeah, at this point of the game, we're going to start making some decent change for each thing. So next up we have is the reverse solid circuit. So we're going to go ahead and qualify there to get another bit of extra money, because money never hurts in this game. Or any game, really, that kind of has a lot of money. Well, some games it's kind of a pain in the ass with getting money. I'm looking at you, Tokyo Extreme Racer 2. I never actually realized back in the day just how much you have to, like, grind in that fucking game and try to have to really get all the kind of parts. It's why I eventually, after a while, just said, you know what, screw it. I don't want to put too much more pressure on myself with this. I might as well just cheat some money into the game, which didn't exactly go over well with everybody, which to be honest, I kind of suspected was going to be the case with that, but, yeah, so whatever. I'm also hoping, by the way, that Redream continues to get developed soon. Hopefully, whenever the new version comes out, they increase compatibility with this game. It plays really nicely. The problem is, again, I don't know if I've explained it before, but the problem with this game is the audio is not correct. in races, this kind of tracks are fine, but the menu music is all like, all not properly synced up and whatnot, so it doesn't play correctly. So that's why I just use Demule for this game, because right now Demule emulates this game the best. And we very easily got pole position here, because we kind of crushed that fastest lap thing there. Crushed it. And I've just accidentally chosen automatic. Cool. I'm not gonna change back though, because, well, we've already chosen it, and, well, it is what it is at this point. And yeah, just I'm sure this isn't the only time I've done it during this LP. It actually will be kind of interesting to see what the game suggests the shifting is. About 7,000 RPM. Now, of course, in many ways, it's, you know, automatic could be suitable for some people who don't want to have to worry about optimal shift times and keeping the car at the correct gear and whatnot. In fact, that was why for years I never really touched it in some of the games, because I was just a lazy kid who didn't really want to have to worry about that. I just wanted the car to go. But of course, nowadays with some of these games, I am more than happy enough to use manual. This game, I think, works well with it, so that's why I use it. Not every game I use it with, though, but this is one of them. Hopefully, maybe in the future I'll start using it in more games. So, I mean, I used it in Forza Horizon 4. That's probably the newest game I have. That like the newest release game that I have that I use it in. So it's not. That is, I guess that's something. And yeah, I might as well just bounce off the wall there, because it's faster. Because again, the way the game just likes to bounce you off and then just kind of like perfectly align you with where you want to be, like 90% of the time. And then there's just a 10% where it just kind of dicks you a little bit, but it doesn't happen too often. See, that's the 10%, I think, there is when you hit it, but the car doesn't really bounce off of it, so you kind of like end up grinding against it, and you rub off a lot of speed as a result. So, but yeah. So I've really been meaning to get back to this game again, just because it's been I've been so on and off with it lately, and I feel really bad, because I imagine there's been at least quite a few of you who just wanted to see me get through the game and, you know, get to some of the later parts by now, but my mood for doing this has been so on and off with everything, so there will be times when a cat's trying to get on my chair. There will be times where I'll just, like, in the back of my head, I'll be like, I probably should actually, like, record something, and then I never do, because the mood just never ends up coming. So, it's just kind of how that ends up turning out. But my goal is to still get this. I want to get this game done before I've moved out west, because again, because of the situation I'm going to be when I move out there, for where I'm going to be, there's no way of telling if I'm really still going to be able to upload as much, like, video-wise, this stuff as I can. God damn it, I'm going to have to fix that notification thing. But, you know, I guess it is what it is with that, but hopefully I can get this game done, and hopefully the internet stuff out there won't be too bad. Maybe it might change a little bit with certain things. The one thing that might definitely suck is not being able to live stream, but again, I just have to do what I can. So, there we go. We get all of our monies. The final track will be, of course, the longest of the three here, Night Section A, Reverse. I'm just giving the cat a little bit of attention, because apparently he really wants that attention. There, he's got it. But back to this, because this is a bit more important right now, because I can't be petting a cat and racing at the same time. That never works. The cat here is honestly going to be one of the few things I'll really miss about my time here when I go in by end of March into April. That's the window when the move happens for when I go out west there. So, and for those of you wondering why am I saying it might be uncertain to what actual, oh Jesus Christ, car, please relax, why it might be a bit of an issue when I get out there is because of where I'm going to end up being. I'm going to be in a rural part of the land where there's not really a whole lot of housing and stuff, and cable and DSL lines are not as common and whatnot. And as far as I know, I don't think the house that we're going to be in has either of them. So we kind of have to rely on like upward communication towers and whatnot, which means it might be a struggle to get like pretty decent speeds and whatnot. So there's a very good chance that it might just really kind of halt the way I'm kind of progressing through things, and might have to result in me doing some dropping the bit rate a bit, so it doesn't take as long to upload videos and just like doing it overnight. So there might be some consequences made, but again, it's probably going to be a temporary thing for a few months at least until I get comfortable being out there. Then I'm probably going to want to get my own apartment and whatnot. So this is something my parents out west are well aware of, but of course I need to get comfortable first before I start thinking about doing any of that. And especially because like, I'm not even really in any rush to do so. Like, who knows? Maybe the internet thing might actually be pretty well out there for what it will be. I know for a fact that the one that will be on, I think it's TELUS. They seem to be the most widely praised of all the options out there. In terms of like the hubs that have like kind of connect to the communication towers and has like the LTE and stuff and whatnot. And the only unfortunate thing is it's not unlimited. It's like, I think at the highest end it's limited to 500 gigabytes a month, which kind of sucks. But I at least already have ideas for how I can manage with stuff there. So I suspect once I've gotten used to it for a while, it probably won't bother me as bad. It'll still bother me in certain aspects, no question. But again, that'll just be. I'll just have to kind of work around with my stuff and whatnot, and I don't want to be too ungrateful for the stuff that I got, because you know, there's no reason for me to be like that. So, and as well, there's also the fact that I am going to. There's also the fact that I'm probably going to record a lot more stuff whilst I'm there, because there's going to be days I'm probably not really doing much and I'm going to want to pass the time by. Like there's days I'll be wanting to do something like that and not have to worry about it. Oh, get off the wall, damn it. But yeah, so there will I do have some plans for stuff. It's just who knows how it's all gonna go down. And so and if one of the sacrifices means I can't really live stream, then I'm really sorry, guys. God damn it! I'm gonna have to figure out how to turn that off. I changed my browser. I now use a Chromium-based browser rather than Chrome itself, because it's faster and a little more stable. But the big problem is that I had to bring some stuff over, and some of the things I've done has apparently caused that, and that's probably coming in through the recording, which I don't want, especially not for future parts for sure. So I'm gonna most definitely be fixing that so it doesn't come up in later parts for sure. Anyways, just got this last lap here, and we'll just try to get through it, and you know, kind of opening up about the stuff that's probably going to be happening and whatnot and everything. But and of course, what I will want to say is don't expect it to be the end for me. It's not going to be the end. It just might be a period of time where things will end up having to slow down because of the limited options I'll have during then. And whilst deep down it'll suck to not be able to do the things like I've been able to do in the ways that I have been able to do them, at the end of the day, so so long as I can at least get something out, whether if it's like YouTube videos or maybe an occasional live stream, even if I have to lower things down a bit to make it more suitable, I'll just have to do what I can. So definitely this won't be the end. I won't treat it as the end, and it'll be for a few months anyways, and then eventually I'll probably get my own place and things will kind of resume back to where it was. In fact, to be, but who knows? There's no way to find out with any of this stuff. So I just don't want to make it too much of a negative, is all. Anyways, we won, notably. So let's get our prize money, our chain bonus, and our sponsor monies. Very nice. We're gonna be back over 500,000. We've already pretty much made almost all the money back from the buying the vehicle, not putting the extra parts into it, buying it. But I am gonna have to go through this once more because there is actually, as you'll definitely notice, $30,000 prize money and a premium body, which definitely is more likely a race car. It definitely looks like one. It's kind of like a Lotus Exige, almost, like an original, like wider Lotus Exige. So let's take a look at it, shall we? I could have also tried to go for my A-class license because there's an 1800cc, but I didn't. Just wanted to get this done sooner, I suppose. Yep, there's the car. The MCS 501, and yep, it's exactly like you think it is. It's basically like a pretty wide, like, Lotus Elise or Exige kind of deal. And yes, because it's a race model, it costs quite a bit more, and you can't properly tune it. But yeah. So what I'm going to do off screen is I'm going to run through that championship again to get the other prize, and then I will well, actually, first let me just go ahead and quickly save this so I don't end up forgetting to save, because that would be a very smart idea. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to go through the event one more time so I can get the other prize, because it's an original car cup, there's more than one prize. And then I will go and do in the next part 20 will be the naturally aspirated light car race. So stay tuned for that, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button, and hit the subscribe if you want to see more content similar to this one. Come check me out on Patreon, or come see my other links, which are all down below in the description. I will see you all on the next one.